What's goody boys, it's your boy Gilly, back with another banger for your Friday morning. Now this one is probably the craziest drug story I will ever tell on my channel, because it is about the one and only time I ever did DMT. Now before we get into that, I would just like to say huge thank you to all the boys that have subbed and watched. Even if you just watched a video, shout out to you, because the crackhead video just hit 100 views, which is crazy for this channel, because that brings me on to the next topic. We're at 41 subs, so if you're not subbed, make sure you drop it a sub, because I want to hit 50 subs real soon. That's the goal at least. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into this video. Now this story happened just over a year ago, so it was about the first week back at high school. And my mate Gilbert from the Night Almost Died story, he was hyping this drug up. He was like, you've got to try it, you've got to try it. It's absolutely insane, it will blow your mind. And he just got his hands on some the weekend before. And yeah, I'd seen around the place people hyping it up, saying it is the craziest drug you will ever get your hands on. So essentially what DMT is, it's a psychedelic, and it's probably the most intense psychedelic out there, at least off the top of my head. It's probably the most intense one I could ever think of. Now, I've never tried acid or mushrooms. I honestly don't feel like I need to after I've done DMT. Technically, the order you're supposed to do is probably acid or shrooms first, get used to what tripping's like, and then jump into DMT. So I jumped the gun a little bit here. I was stupid. I don't know what I was thinking, and I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm keen for a new drug, let's tick this one off the list and let's try it. Essentially how this worked was, Gilbert got a point of it and he smoked all of it, and he left a tiny bit for me at the end, and he was like, if you're gonna try it, do it with me, I've got the right tool. Because what he had was this little contraption, and it wasn't like a crack pipe, but it was like, it wasn't a bong, because if you smoke it out of a bong, you just burn it up, and that's not how you do it. This was like this little bottle with this like metal shit at the bottom of it. If I can find a picture of something like it, I will put it up on screen, but it was homemade. And essentially you burn underneath where the DMT is, and you toke it, not rip it. So what a toke is, it like melts it, and then the smoke, you inhale it. So it's similar to a bong, but not quite. So pretty much the day goes by, you know, go through school, and I'm getting more and more nervous as each period goes past, because I know waiting for me at the end of the day is an insane DMT trip. I get done with school, I meet up with Gilbert, and we catch the bus home, because this was before I had my license, or even way before he had his license. So, you know, we were still bus boys. Let me just tell you right now, I'll explain the effects, but you have to really experience it to fully understand what I'm trying to say here, because it's all well and me just telling you how it feels. It's essentially like trying to describe to a blind person what seeing's like. You truly cannot put your finger on what you see unless you actually do it. Now, I'm not saying go out and do it, because this will probably scare most of you. It scared the shit out of me, and you know, I've done a lot of drugs, but you know, nothing can really prepare you for DMT except the right mindset. Anyway, we get off the bus, we pull up to my house. So DMT smoke is a lot different from like weed smoke. So if you know, for example, if you smoke weed inside, it's obviously going to stink out the whole house. But with DMT, the smoke, it smells honestly like metal, like a rusty metal, and the smoke doesn't linger at all. It just disappears into thin air. It's quite weird. So it was a rainy day outside. So we thought to ourselves, why not try smoke it inside? So we got to mine, opened the door up, and we sat down on the couch. Now, at this point, I was absolutely shitting myself. So essentially how it works is you have to aim for 3 tokes. So you pack the first one, pull it through, pack the second one, pull it through. And if you're doing it right, by the time you get to the third one, you should be pretty much paralyzed, but you get your mate to light it for you. So I'll tell you ahead of time, I did not make it to the third toke, but I did make it to the second one. So I light it up, watch the glow, and slowly start ripping it through. And what you've got to do as the smoke fills your lungs, you have to hold it in for as long as you can. And it is this weird stinging sensation, but you know, it's what you got to do. So I was breathing it in and holding it, and then I exhale, and then I sat there for about 2 seconds, and you instantly just start to feel. So what I felt was this like little hazy like sheet get pulled over my head, and I was looking around the living room, and the first thing I noticed was I was looking at the fireplace, and it looked like it just stretched infinitely in, like I was staring into this massive tunnel. And at this moment I was like, holy fuck, we're in for a ride. And I looked back over at Gilbert, and he's already packing me my second one. He's keen for me to blast off. So I'm like, look, fuck it, let's go for it. Hold it up to my mouth, and at this point it feels like my arms are about 1,000 kilos. But nonetheless, I rip it through, hold it, blow it back out, and then instantly I'm blinded by this light. Now at this point I'm 90% sure my eyes were shut. So the first things I started to see, it wasn't like I was looking at reality anymore. I was staring at these just infinite geometric patterns. And like I said at the start, boys, I can't describe to you what exactly I saw, but I'll give like the usual explanation for psychedelics. So I was just staring at just the brightest, most complex geometric patterns you could possibly think of. Now, I didn't see any DMT aliens, or however Joe Rogan or like whatever them psychonauts describe it. I didn't do that third toke. So essentially with that third toke, you blast off into like another realm. But I didn't quite get there. I was in what they call the waiting room. So I was trying to blast off, but I just quite couldn't break through. At this point, I was just fully out of my body. Couldn't feel a single thing, but I didn't really care. I just remember the first thing. So this trip pretty much lasts for about 15 minutes. Honestly, don't know how long I was out for, but you pretty much just black out for 15 minutes, but it does feel like a lot longer. It probably felt like 20 minutes to me. And then as I slowly came out, I was looking around the room, and it was like all the fabric and all like the textures on everything was just slowly flickering, and like little eyes and shapes just flickering at like 1,000 miles an hour. And then I looked over at Albert, and it was like his face, and it was just morphing like 1,000 times into like every animal possible. And then I looked up at the TV, and it looked like the TV was legit on, but it wasn't. It was just a reflection, but it was like I was watching a full movie. I probably sound like the biggest crackhead right now, but you need to take my word for it. DMT is hands down the craziest drug I will probably ever touch. You know, there's a few I still haven't done. You know, I haven't done acid or shrooms, but I honestly, after that experience, I'm kind of scared to do any psychedelics. They're not really the drugs I like to do. I like to have a good time, feel good, and just kick back. You know, those really do take a toll on your mind. Well, at least for me. But, you know, I've got a few mates that do like their psychedelics. Now, will I ever do DMT again? The big question. The burning question, you could say. And honestly, it pains me to say this, but honestly, after one try, I rushed the gun and kind of ruined it for myself, because so when you come out of the trip, it gives you this weird appreciation for life. And I shit you not, I was almost crying, because I was like, what the hell did I just experience? How is this even a thing? A very intense drug. And keep in mind, I only did 2 tokes of it. I could not imagine what 3 would be like. So honestly, no, I will not touch this drug ever again. So if you're curious, you know, everyone's different. You can go ahead and do it, but just take my warning for it. You have to really mentally prepare yourself for it. I was just young. Well, it was only a year ago, so I wouldn't call myself young, but I just jumped into it, jumping the gun, not really fully understanding what this drug was like. So if you have any questions about it, please drop it in the comments, and I will try my best to answer it. And also look up videos on it if you want to look into it a little bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I'll see you guys on Monday. I've got a massive weekend ahead of me, so wish me luck. It's going to be an absolute bender, boys. Drop a comment as well. I want to see who's watching the video. I like talking to you boys, because you know, you're the first ones to sub to this channel, so you're all the real ones. But that's pretty much it. Drop a like as always. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. DJ, run that tune.
Heard the niggas, they onto me. Oh please, they don't want to see me get active. Got my Rambo blade on me. How many times have we made them scream out R.I.P? Oh please, got 2 burners local. Chill a lamb and make that free. She asked what I love and I told her lean. Codeine, I just want bust my nut. All she want do is speak. She tripping, says she want be my queen. Oh please, I can never wife that bitch. Stupid bitch, right, told me she clean. She asked where I met and I said OT. In the bando bagging up B. And that butch same colour as me. How many times have we made them grieve? I won't stop till my guys all free. And I still mix Sprite with lean. Fuck that bitch, she ain't finding me. I only fuck her once, then it's hide and seek. Traps on repeat, ayy. Bando baby, I'm working. Got light and dark when I'm serving. If that bridge is weak, then I burn it up. Fuck her twice if she worth it, babe. You're looking pretty in person, Know the upper's still hurting. Tell me why these niggas ain't learning,